Good afternoon, YouTube. Good evening, good morning, wherever you are. Just a quick update, a quick breaking news story coming from the UK. Could be something, could be nothing. But in recent weeks, namely before Christmas time, we had a big story breaking over here in the UK. Went on for a couple of days. And it was all to do with drones over Gatwick Airport. Or were there drones over Gatwick Airport? I still don't think we know what was really happening there. It led to a lot of planes being grounded, a lot of people getting pissed off. They could not get home for the holidays in time. And guess what? Well, it's only going and happening again. That's right, folks. This time, not Gatwick. It is the largest airport, I believe, possibly in the world, definitely in the UK. As you can see here from the BBC. No big fan of the BBC. However, this has been reported across all of the news outlets in Britain right now. Heathrow Airport drone sightings, or drone sighting, halts departures. And just the kind of headline from this, departures at Heathrow have been spotted after a drone was sighted, the airport has said. And a Heathrow spokeswoman said that they are working with police to prevent any threat to operational safety. And this is somebody from ITV, that's a station over here, a network in the UK. Sarah Rogers from Twitter says, grounded at Heathrow whilst waiting to fly home to Manchester. First officer says flight suspended while police investigate possible drone activity. Now, if we come over to Twitter, we'll have a quick check at what people are saying over there, what the Twitterati have got to say about the Heathrow drone. I would imagine it's probably trending right about now. No, not yet. So, it is, yep, Heathrow. We'll have a look at that. Like I say, this isn't the first time this has happened in recent weeks. And I've got no reason to suspect, or I've got no evidence to show you that is contrary to what we've been told. However, I've got a couple of different ideas that have been kicking about in my mind ever since the first kind of incidents were reported at Gatwick. And in the build-up to the Gatwick incident, we were told that one of these terror groups were planning spectaculars using aircrafts again. And I wondered at the time if maybe it was a good, convenient kind of cover story to stop panic in the build-up to Christmas. Maybe some intelligence-based operation. Maybe they had overheard something on one of their various wiretaps. Remember, we're all wiretapped, folks. There's nothing you can do digitally or any other way nowadays without some alphabet agency out there knowing what you're up to. And I know they like to cause fear, and, well, the authorities, the governments, they like to kind of put that fear vibe out there, that they're able to get things done when they put these kind of scary stories out. But usually when they're in control of the situation, right? However, when it's something genuine and maybe they don't quite know what's going on, they might be in a bit of a panic. I think a drone story, and again, this is my speculation, just an idea. I think the cover story of a drone could be a convenient way to maybe get planes on the ground when they are a bit worried something else might be happening, something a bit more nefarious. That's just my thoughts. Doesn't mean that has any relevance. It could be totally off the mark where it comes to Gatwick and today Heathrow. And if we go to the latest tweets here about Heathrow, we'll have a look. And we come down, Belfast Daily. They're all going to be reporting the same thing. It's really early on right now. Just broke in the past 10 minutes or so. All Heathrow departures suspended. Now, I imagine there's going to be people out there, in particular on this platform, YouTube, in the hours to come, saying that this is all bunkum and it's cover for some kind of alien invasion. There's UFOs trying to land at Heathrow. I think if that was the case, not to knock these people that may claim that, although a lot of them will be just out there, clicks for cash. They'll be trying to get people in to view their content on the back of absolutely nothing that's got any substance. They just jump on the trending subjects. I would say if there was UFOs flying about, we would hear from a lot more people than, just what we're being told right now. There would probably be images, there would be footage emerging from people in the surrounding area that would be showing us things in the sky. That never happened when it came to the Gatwick incident. In fact, the police turned around and said that possibly there was no drones in and around Gatwick at all. So that makes you wonder, well, if there was no drone in the end, why all the hype? Why this big sensation? Why the big national story, international story? And I've always been led to believe that there was technology in places where there was no fly zones, i.e. government buildings, and namely airports, where it was almost like a blocker, like an RF blocker, block the radio frequencies, and you just couldn't fly drones in these locations. They just wouldn't go there. Maybe we're looking at a problem reaction solution. Maybe the airports are trying to generate more money, get handouts from the government for security, stuff like that. I don't know. It just seems to me like there's something else going on, but at the same time, it could be absolutely what we're being told. Not everything that comes from the mainstream media is a lie, and not everything is a conspiracy. And I've certainly come to appreciate that over the years. And despite what things like QAnon tell you, that every time the mainstream media talk, it's got to be a lie, that isn't 100% accurate at all. So maybe it's exactly how we're being told. It could be some, people thinking they've seen what happened at Gatwick. They know it's going to cause a whole heap of hassle. They know they're going to get in the news. It's going to basically cause chaos in and around Heathrow, and they'll become, a trending story, and they'll be able to brag to all their friends, etc., etc. Maybe it's as simple as that. I'm not too sure. Says here, and so it begins. Flight grounded at Heathrow Airport after reported drone sighting. Sky News, they're on it as well. You can see the flight radar 24 there. All the planes taxiing around the runway. It says Heathrow Airport has stopped departures after a drone sighting and are currently investigating reports. Flights are landing at the airport. Now, last time they deployed the military, snipers, stuff like that, to take down any of these drones. Again, I think there's technology out there where they could block the RF signals that are controlling the drones and take them down quite easily, which makes you wonder again, why the big hype? Why everything going on around this? So I'll certainly be talking about this tonight over on the show. I'm going to be joined by my good friend, Ben Emlyn Jones, one of the most prolific researchers, authors, public speakers covering topics ranging from the normal to the paranormal, the supernatural. We'll be talking about the Chinese hitting the far side of the moon. And I'm keen to emphasize the far side of the moon because when I dared to inform people the other day who were calling it the dark side, that technically speaking, it's not dark. Well, I was called a NASA shill. I'm surprised I wasn't being accused of working for George Soros again. Like what happened when we dared to question QAnon. But for people out there who think I am working for NASA and I'm lying about it being a dark side, because this is one of the main kind of pieces of evidence that people are saying proves that China are hoaxing it, because it's not dark and we can see that there's obviously sunlight hitting that far side of the moon. Think about solar eclipses. And this is for people who think there's a dark side of the moon. I know most people probably appreciate it's just a far side and it does get sunlight. During that solar eclipse where you see the moon transiting in front of the sun and you get that dramatic show in the sky, where do you think the sunlight goes? Do you think there's some kind of shield protecting that dark side on the back that we can't see of the moon? No, the sunlight's bathing the far side of the moon at that point, and it does light it up. Yes, the moon is locked in a kind of geosynchronous orbit. I think geolocked, I think they call it. I'm no expert, but you don't need to be an expert to know that the sunlight does hit that side of the moon that we don't see. So we'll be talking about the Chinese thing. We'll be talking about the blue skies over New York. Of course, that was another trending topic that all the clickbaiters jumped on. We had the CGIs that came out in the days and weeks that followed, and still people talking about that now. Me, I'm of the opinion, again, that not everything the mainstream media tells us is a lie, and blue lights are actually something that are associated with transformers blowing up, electrical fires. It's nothing out of the ordinary. And if some of these YouTubers who were saying it was totally out of the ordinary had compared it to transformer explosions and electrical fires in the past, you would have seen that blue lights are nothing new when it comes to this kind of thing. So I'll be asking Ben about all of that and so much more. And as you can see from the poster there, that's today later on, and it's going to be 2 p.m. from the west coast of America, 5 p.m. on the east coast, and 10 p.m. here in the UK. And of course, that's on the home of the Kev Baker Show, Truth Frequency Radio. And you get that tfrlive.com/chat if you want to join everyone in the chat room, /listen-live if you just want to tune in. Also, you can get it on iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio app. So many different places and ways to listen to the show. You've got no excuse to miss it. And yeah, I'll be there with Ben, and hopefully Johnny Whistles will join us in hour number 2 as well. So just to recap real quickly, yep, drones or a drone reported near Heathrow, and that has led to several, in fact, many planes we can see here grounded right now. So then, with that said, I'll let you all get back to your day, and if anything else dramatic happens, I will get back to you immediately. Otherwise, 10 o'clock in the UK, tfrlive.com. Catch you later.